they're going to write a book in the year 2000 about the history of wrestling. In the chapter on the 1990s, there are going to be 4 letters. S-A-B-U. Sabu. Some of you may remember a few years ago, they made that Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. And remember the tagline in that movie? A man can fly. You will believe a man can fly. When you come to the arena and you see Sabu, you will see a man fly. No harness, no wires, no blue screen, no industrial light magic special effects. This man truly can fly. Now I gotta tell you, this is a hard night for Gideon Wainwright. Because I gotta motivate this man to go out and destroy Terry Funk. Let me tell you something about Terry Funk. When I was a little boy, down on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, my daddy used to take me to the wrestling matches. Both of us, our favorite wrestler was the great Terry Funk. NWA champion. When you left that arena, you left that arena with a smile on your face and your heart full of joy after seeing Terry Funk. I have loved Terry Funk. And now I have to take Sabu and motivate him to destroy this man. It's not easy. Until I thought about another incident from my childhood. My great love of baseball. Daddy Wainwright told me for my birthday he was going to fly me up to Fenway Park in Boston to see the great Ted Williams in his last season. Ted Williams, a man I had read about, a man I had collected his baseball cards, his glove. I had followed his every move. The last man to hit 400. And Daddy Wainwright took me on the plane up there. And what we seen that day was this. What should have been my greatest childhood memory turned into a nightmare. Ted Williams, over 40 years old, went 0 for 4, striking out twice. And in the 9th inning, he let a fly ball, a routine fly ball, hit in front of him, bounce over his head, 3 runs scored, and Boston lost the game. I was so shattered, little Gideon Wainwright left his Ted Williams glove and his baseball cards right there on the seat. And going home on the plane to Hilton Head Island, Daddy Wainwright looked down at me, and he seen little Gideon's eyes full with tears, and his little shoulders hunched over, and he put his arm around me, and he said, son, sometimes an athlete just hangs on too long. Sometimes their physical skills leave them, and they can't bear the isolation of retirement, and so they stay on far too long. And Terry Funk, that's my motivation against you tonight. It's going to be easy to get Sabu to destroy you. Because that's what we have here tonight. We have fathers in that crowd bringing their children. Fathers like me who grew up idolizing Terry Funk. And they're telling their little boys about the greatness of Terry Funk. And are they going to see a great wrestler out there tonight? Yes, they are, because they're going to see Sabu. When they look at Terry Funk, they're going to see a man who in 1989 said the words, I quit to Ric Flair, and he should have quit that night. But for 5 years, he's been disgracing himself. An old man, overweight, out of shape, and out of date. We will only settle for one thing tonight. Sabu's going to get his hand raised. That's a foregone conclusion. Terry Funk is going to get the little funkin' crap kicked out of him tonight. That's a foregone conclusion. We want Terry Funk's boots. We want Terry Funk to be taken back to the dressing room, to lie there for 20 minutes before he can compose himself, and I want him to crawl over to that white porcelain sink, and I want him to pull himself up inch by inch and wash the dried, crusted blood from his eyes. And I want him to look at the man in the mirror, a very old man in the mirror, a pain-racked man in the mirror, and that man in the mirror is going to say one thing to Terry Funk. Retire. Retire. And Terry Funk, if there's any greatness left in you, I want you to hand those boots to Sabu so you can go home and put them on a mantle as a trophy. Now, Terry Funk, a lot of people can't take retirement, so you come to the right state. What Sabu has started tonight, Dr. Jack Kevorkian can finish. Sabu, you in Michigan, you can go see Dr. Jack. You finished. And Terry Funk, this is your lucky day, because Sabu and I gonna pick up the bill for you.
What was that fella's name? Jimmy Jack Wainwright, Billy Bob Wainwright. I promise you I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do that. Sabu can do this. Dr. Kevorkian and all this different piles of bullshit coming out of his mouth. Saying that Sabu can fly. He can fly so high. He's so good he can fly. Well, I promise you he's going to fly tonight. He's going to fly because I'm going to put my foot right up his ass. You know, you can call me old, an old codger, and I heard you call me 15 times old on there. I don't mind that. I kind of like the idea of being George Burns of professional wrestling. It's not too bad. And I'll tell you something else, too, is that my family has been in professional wrestling for years. We've been a proud family, and I'm a proud person. And whenever I feel that I'm too old, and I think I know when that is I'm going to step out of that ring and I won't go back. Because if I ever become an embarrassment to myself or my family, I won't go into that ring again. But this Jimmy Jack Wainwright, whatever his name is, he certainly isn't going to push me out of the wrestling business. Neither is anybody in the WCW, the WWF, or anywhere else in the country. I love this sport and I always have. And I'm looking forward to this match tonight. Because all joking aside and everything, I'm going in that ring against probably one of the greatest wrestlers, creative and gifted wrestlers that I've come up against in the last 20 years in the profession. And I'm looking forward to the match, but I always know that I'm going to have a whole lot of aches and pains the next day.